Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'm going to detail the story of Big Devil from Hoover. Big Devil was born Edward Eugene Clark, March 30th, 1966. Devil will grow up in South Central and will grow up in what many people will call the height of gangbanging. By the 70s, the Hoovers were a well-respected gang on the west side of South Central, gaining a deadly reputation and respect among their peers. The Hoovers are comprised of several different sets under the Hoover umbrella, like the 5 Deuce, 5-9, 7-4, 8 Tray, 9 Deuce, 9-4, 107, and 11 Deuce Hoovers. It was 2 additional Hoover sets, being 4 Tray and 9-0 Hoover, but many 4 Tray members went to jail and some died in wars, and now their territory is the Rolling 40 Crips turf, which is a Hoover rival. But the Hoovers still count 4 Tray and even count them as 716 term they use to rep all Hoover sets. 716 is just a term the Hoovers use to add all the Hoover sets up. Now the 9-0 Hoover story is a lot different. They would leave the Hoovers after getting into an altercation with another Hoover set, and they would later leave to become Rolling 90 Crips, becoming Hoover rivals. And the Hoovers would have a long list of rivals. Some of the Hoovers' top rivals would be the neighborhood Crips and gangs affiliated with the neighborhood Crips, like the Rolling 30 Crips, the Rolling 40 Crips, the Rolling 50s, the Rolling 60s, the 6'5 Menlos, the Rolling 90 Crips, and the collective of Rolling 100 Crip gangs, among several others. So growing up in this type of environment, Big Devil would become locked into the streets and the bloodshed that came with it, and he would earn his name for the lifestyle he would live. Big Devil was first arrested as a juvenile for beating another teenager to death. Then as he got older, the charges began to rack up. Big Devil would later be arrested for taking advantage of and assaulting an elderly woman and shooting her son during a robbery as an adult charge. Once in prison at Calipatria State Prison, Devil gained a reputation as a fierce and aggressive individual and did a lot by force. He would become a leader with a lot of pull in the Hoover car. He would be putting in a lot of work and had a lot of people scared, even his own homies. He was known to take advantage of a lot of the inmates, even his own homies, by taking their manhood. A Hoover by the name of Gumpy, who I did a previous episode about, was falsely accused of murder and would arrive at Calipatria State Prison. He would immediately see that Devil was a shot caller in the Hoovers, and by this time, Devil spent 20 years incarcerated in California state prisons, so he had a lot of pull with the gang. Devil was in a relationship with a correctional officer named Lisa. She worked on his tier. Lisa eventually quit her job, and they married. According to a corrections department report, she began visiting Devil in prison and supplying him with PCP-laced cigarettes that he sold to other inmates. As Big Devil's substance abuse grew, he became excessively violent and also became a predator to other inmates with violating them. He is what you would call a booty warrior. Gumpy would say that Big Devil was an animal when he was drunk and said that if he took someone's manhood, nobody was going to do anything. A group of fellow Hoovers even tried to stage an intervention with Big Devil. In the words of a fellow inmate, they would say that Big Devil was a time bomb waiting to go off. But Devil and Gumpy will have a problem themselves. Devil had a grudge against Gumpy ever since an alarm had signaled for inmates to drop to the ground, and Devil's cellmate was caught tossing aside a glove containing a knife, and Devil wanted Gumpy to take the blame since he was serving life without parole. Gumpy refused, so Devil and Gumpy's relationship would turn sour. Devil decided he had to take out Gumpy. To be marked by Devil was to be marked for death or losing your manhood. Gumpy seemed to be facing both, and he refused either outcome. On the morning of November 28th, 2000, Devil approached Gumpy in the yard and stabbed him in the side. He would whisper in Gumpy's ear, "You're my bitch now." Devil tossed the weapon and went away. Gumpy would then go to a nurse, and none of the guards seen the attack. Even if they did, Gumpy wouldn't have told. Most of the victims that Devil had didn't tell guards anything. On the prison yard, inmates got patted down before returning to their cells. It was not uncommon for guards to find weapons hidden in a sole, of shoes, or tucked in waistbands. According to an official report, a guard placed his hands on Devil's body and extended his arms outward for inspection. Gumpy watched a few feet away with a weapon as the guards bent over to pat Devil's legs. Gumpy leaped forward and stabbed Devil in the neck. The blade punched Devil's voice box. Blood spurted in the air, and the guard, who never seen a prison murder before, pulled his pepper spray out. He yelled to everybody, "Get down." All the men in the yard sat on the ground, and Gumpy laid on his stomach. He would say, "I already know what I did," he told the guards. Devil staggered onto a patch of grass, helplessly. By the time a doctor attended to Big Devil, 30 minutes later, Devil was dead at the age of 34. Gumpy will be charged for Big Devil's murder at first, but it was later determined it was self-defense. His original murder charge that he was in for he would be proven to be innocent and he would walk free. Big Devil was a monster and a menace in the streets, and also in jail, he was a terror. He met his fate in a gruesome way, and the things he did is the reason why. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.